Hello everybody, this is a cello video for my 4th grade cello class learning how to hold the bow. So last week in class I drew on your hands these lines, and we have the tip of the thumb with a dot, and we have the inside lines. I only drew 2 on you, but here you can see I have 4. So the tip, the lines, and the bumpy thumb. These are really important elements. You're going to be making your doggy, and remember that the doggy forms by touching those inside lines. And then you really want this to be a bumpy thumb. If it's like this, then you kind of close this space, and we want that space to be really open. So there's your doggy, and the doggy can chomp, and the doggy can swim, and the doggy can roll over and chomp again. Each time what you're practicing is hitting the tip of the thumb with the dot on those 2 inside lines. Now, we held pencils in class, and then this past week I put a little cushion on the bow over here. Now that was a weird spot because when you see a cellist play, they're holding the bow at what we call the frog. Well, the way I teach the bow hold is we actually start holding the bow about an inch or 2 away from the grip here. This is around where we call the balance point of the bow. For example, if I were to put my finger here, I could actually balance the whole bow just on my finger. It wouldn't happen there. It wouldn't happen anywhere. And holding the bow at the balance point eliminates a lot of the extra factors of the bow. For example, here there's first just a lot of equipment, a lot of junk to be holding. There's also a lot of extra weight that may force the beginning cellists to hold the bow with an improper bow hold just for the sake of holding up the bow. So holding the bow at the balance point is a little bit more efficient and a little bit more free of tension for the beginning cellists. So I'd like you to make your bow hold and your doggy. Make sure it's really solid. Then you can hold up the bow in the left hand. Okay, and you have a cushion right here. The cushion is facing toward you. Connect the tip of your thumb to the cushion. Bring your huggers over. Yeah, they're allowed to go over the hair here. Don't worry about it. And then bring in your other fingers so they just drape over. If I were to hold the bow for you this way, you could see that my fingers are going over the hair. They're not curling under the hair. They're not curling. They're just dangling. They're just monkeys hanging from a branch, really, really heavy, and they're over the stick. So in the left hand, when we're holding the cello and putting the fingers down, we call that a bow hold, a bunny cave. Here we have what I call now the mouse house. The mouse house has a front door. The mouse house has a back door. The mouse house has windows. Don't let the mouse get too cold, but don't let it suffocate. Just a little light between the windows. Mice love the cello, and if you want to imagine you have a nice little pet mouse, that's not a bad thing. So windows, front door, back door. Finally, the doorbell. That's that bumpy thumb. You can go ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. That is your most basic bow hold for the cello. You can rest the bow on your right knee, and now we're going to go do a couple bow games. Stand up with me, holding the bow. Keep the tip straight up. And we're going to stir the pot. Big circles, keeping the tip straight up the whole time. Circle the other way. Big circles. Tiny little Fruit Loops. Keep the tip straight up. Tiny little Fruit Loops the other way. And stop. All the while you're checking on your bumpy thumb and the fingers. Let's do one more setup here. Holding the bow in your left hand. Make your doggy, chomp.